All right, coffee lovers, ready to dive into cafe culture? You guys send over some pretty interesting articles and notes about navigating coffee shops in English.
Yeah.
And yeah, this stuff is fascinating. So today,
Mm-hmm.
we are brewing up a deep dive
I like it.
that'll have you ordering like a local from London
Okay.
to Lisbon to
To
name any other place that has cafes.
Jerome.
Rome.
No.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we use these cafe terms all the time, right? Like
Yeah.
latte, cappuccino, all that.
Yeah, we take them for granted, I think.
Yeah.
We assume that everybody knows what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But the way that these terms have evolved and spread, it's a story in itself.
Really?
Yeah, take the cappuccino, for example.
Okay.
It's actually named after the Capuchin friars, whose brown robes supposedly resembled the color of the drink.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I've been drinking cappuccinos for years.
Right.
And I never knew that.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's exactly the kind of like surprising fact I love about this kind of stuff.
And it gets even more interesting when you consider the regional variations.
Oh, really?
So the Italian cappuccino is known for its distinct layers: espresso, steamed milk, and a thick layer of foam.
Okay.
But in other countries, you might find cappuccinos topped with chocolate powder, cinnamon, even flavored syrups.
So even with a seemingly universal term like cappuccino,
Right.
there's room for interpretation
Absolutely.
and local flair.
Yep.
It's a good reminder that even something as simple as a coffee order
Yeah,
can be a window into a different culture.
exactly. And speaking of cultural nuances,
Oh, here we go.
let's shift gears and talk about
Like a...
those delicious temptations that often accompany our coffee. Pastries.
Oh, yes, the pastries.
Gotta have a pastry.
They're a must. I mean, it's like a coffee isn't complete without a sweet treat
I agree.
right there next to it.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that what's considered like a classic cafe pastry
Uh-huh.
varies wildly depending on where you are in the world.
You are spot on.
Right.
In France, you can't go wrong with a buttery croissant or a pain au chocolat.
Oh, yeah?
But if you're in Argentina, you might be tempted by a media luna,
A media luna.
which is a crescent-shaped pastry that's similar to a croissant, but often glazed with sugar syrup.
See, this is what I love about cafe culture. There's always something new to discover. It's like a culinary adventure
Absolutely.
waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say we've got our coffee and pastry cravings sorted.
Okay.
How about actually placing the order? I know our listeners are eager to learn some practical phrases to navigate that counter
For sure.
with confidence.
Absolutely. Let's dive into some common scenarios.
Okay.
So imagine you're at a bustling coffee shop and the barista asks, "What can I get for you?"
Okay, that's a familiar opening line.
Yeah.
So let's say I want a large latte.
Okay.
What would be a clear and polite way to say that?
You could simply say, "I'd like a large latte, please."
Short, sweet, and to the point.
Keep it simple.
I like it. Now, what if I'm feeling adventurous and want to try something a little different,
Okay.
like oat milk instead of
Yeah.
regular milk?
In that case, you could say, "Could I get that with oat milk, please?"
Oh,
Or, "I'd like a large latte with oat milk, please."
so the key is to be specific, but also polite
Right.
and respectful.
Exactly.
Yeah. I remember once I was in a rush and I just blurted out, latte, oat milk to the barista.
Yeah.
And I felt so rude after.
You were. It happens to the best of us.
I know, I know.
But remember, good communication in a cafe isn't just about getting your order right. It's about creating a positive interaction
That's true.
with the barista.
It's about the whole vibe.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Okay, cool. So I've noticed a lot of cafes offer alternative milks these days.
Mm-hmm.
Almond, soy, coconut.
A whole new world.
It's a whole new world of options.
Yeah.
I love it.
And this shift towards alternative milks is really a fascinating reflection of evolving dietary preferences and sustainability concerns. For example, oat milk has become increasingly popular because it's often considered more environmentally friendly
Oh,
than dairy milk.
so our coffee orders aren't just about personal taste anymore.
Right.
They're also making a statement about our values and lifestyle choices.
Precisely. And this is just one example of how cafe culture reflects broader societal trends and conversations
Wow.
that are happening.
Okay, so let's say I've mastered the basic ordering process.
All right.
What about those times when you want to customize your drink?
Okay.
Like adding an extra shot of espresso.
Yeah.
Or requesting sugar-free syrup.
Good question.
Yeah, those are things I want to know.
Let's tackle those customizations in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay.
We'll break down those specific phrases and pronunciation tips so you can order with confidence even when things get a bit more complex.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
I need that extra shot.
You got it. Welcome back to our cafe deep dive, where we're uncovering all the secrets of cafe English.
Yep.
We've already explored the fascinating origins of the cappuccino.
Right.
We discovered how even pastries can be a window into different cultures.
Yeah. And we've learned how to order a basic coffee with confidence, which is a huge win. But now I'm craving a bit more caffeine.
Okay.
Let's talk about those customization options.
All right, let's get into it.
What if I want an extra shot of espresso in my latte?
That's easy enough to handle. You can simply say, "Could I get an extra shot in that, please?" Or, "I'd like that with an extra shot of espresso."
Okay, and what about those times when I'm trying to be health conscious?
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask for sugar-free syrup?
Yeah.
I always felt a little awkward about those kinds of requests.
Not at all. Cafes are used to catering to all sorts of dietary preferences. You
Okay.
could phrase it as, "You have sugar-free vanilla syrup," and then, "Could I get that with sugar-free vanilla, please?"
Oh, that takes the pressure off.
Yeah.
I think I was overthinking it.
It's understandable sometimes we build these language barriers in our minds.
Right.
But remember, clear communication is key. Don't be afraid to ask questions
Okay.
and express your preferences.
Speaking of communication, I've noticed that some coffee terms can be a bit tricky to pronounce.
Yeah.
For example, I always stumble over macchiato.
Yeah.
Is there a way to ask for clarification without sounding completely clueless?
Absolutely. You could say something like, "I'm not sure how to pronounce this, but could I get Odie?" And then point to the menu.
Oh, that's a great tip.
Yeah.
It takes the pressure off trying to nail the pronunciation perfectly.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to laugh at yourself if you make a mistake.
That's true.
It's all part of the learning process.
Yeah.
Remember, most baristas are happy to help you navigate the menu and get exactly what you want.
That makes me feel much more confident about experimenting with new drinks and flavors.
Good.
That's-
And speaking of new experiences,
Okay.
have you ever noticed how the atmosphere of a cafe can vary so much depending on where you are in the world?
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
I remember visiting a cafe in Italy,
Yeah.
and it felt like stepping back in time. Everyone was standing at the bar,
Right.
drinking their espresso in a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
It was such a contrast to the relaxed,
Yeah.
laptop-filled coffee shops I'm used to.
Yeah, that's a perfect example of how cafe culture reflects the pace of life
Yeah.
and social customs of a place.
Sure.
In Italy, coffee is often seen as a quick ritual,
Yeah.
a shot of energy to start the day or fuel a busy afternoon.
Whereas in North America, cafes have become more like extensions of our living rooms or offices.
Right.
We linger over lattes.
Yeah.
We catch up with friends or work remotely.
Precisely, and these cultural differences extend beyond just the physical space.
Interesting.
The way people interact in a cafe, the topics they discuss, the role coffee plays in their daily routines, it all contributes to a unique cafe culture.
It's fascinating to think that something as simple as a cup of coffee can reveal so much about a society.
And this is where learning cafe English becomes more than just a linguistic exercise.
Yeah.
It's about gaining a deeper understanding of cultural nuances and perspectives.
I love that.
Yes.
It's like our coffee orders are just the starting point for a much richer cultural exploration.
Exactly.
But let's be honest, sometimes even with the best intentions,
Uh-huh.
communication can break down.
Right.
What happens when you think your order's wrong?
Yeah.
Or you need something repeated?
Okay.
Are there polite ways to handle those situations?
Of course. We'll delve into those tricky situations in the next part of our deep dive,
Okay.
exploring phrases that can help you navigate those moments with grace and ensure you get that perfect cup of coffee.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Welcome back to our Cafe Deep Dive, where we've been, exploring everything from the history of cappuccinos
Yeah.
to the cultural nuances of coffee shop interactions.
It's been a journey.
It has been a journey. We've even tackled some tricky pronunciation challenges and learned how to customize our orders, like pros.
Like total pro.
But as we all know, even with the best preparation, things don't always go smoothly in a busy cafe.
Right.
What happens when you think your order is wrong
Yeah.
or you need something repeated?
Yeah, that can happen.
Those situations can feel a bit awkward, especially when you're trying to navigate them in a foreign language.
For sure.
So let's equip our listener with some phrases
Okay.
to handle those moments with grace and confidence.
I like it.
Okay, so a simple and polite way to address a potential mistake is to say, "Excuse me, I think there might be a mistake with my order."
Yeah, that's a good starting point.
And what if you need something repeated because of background noise or
Yep.
a strong accent?
Don't hesitate to say, "I'm sorry, could you repeat that, please?" Or, "I didn't quite catch that. Would you mind saying it again?"
Those phrases are essential for clear communication in any setting,
Yeah.
especially in a bustling cafe where distractions abound.
Absolutely. And remember, most baristas are more than happy to clarify or repeat something.
Right.
They want you to enjoy your coffee experience.
Speaking of enjoying the experience,
Yeah.
I think we focused a lot on the practical aspects of ordering. But there's a whole social dimension to cafe culture
Yes.
that we haven't fully explored.
Right, like cafes are often hubs for conversation and connection.
Yeah, and even if you're not fluent in English, there are ways to engage with those around you.
For sure.
So how can our listener go beyond just ordering and actually strike up a conversation with a fellow coffee lover?
You could start with a simple compliment like, "That's a beautiful latte art," or "Your coffee smells amazing."
Those are great icebreakers.
Yeah.
And what if you want to delve a little deeper into a conversation?
You could ask open-ended questions like, "What kind of coffee are you having? I'm looking for recommendations." Or, "Have you tried any new cafes lately?"
Those questions invite a response
Yeah.
and show a genuine interest in the other person's coffee journey.
And who knows, a simple conversation about coffee could lead to new friendships or even unexpected opportunities.
That's true. It's amazing how something as simple as a shared love of coffee can connect people from different backgrounds and cultures.
It really is.
I think this deep dive has given our listener the tools and confidence to navigate any coffee shop encounter,
I think so too.
from ordering a complex drink to engaging in meaningful conversations.
Yeah.
So go forth, embrace the art of cafe English,
Well, love it.
and savor every sip of the experience.
Hmm.
Happy coffee adventures, everyone.
Cheers to